Hey guys, I want to quickly go over this Ruger 556 rifle that's come out recently and a couple of the upgrades I've done to it. These rifles are making kind of a splash in the market right now based on their competition with Smith & Wesson and their Smith & Wesson M&P Sport. I'm just going to quickly go over why I chose this over the M&P Sport and a couple of the features it comes with. So one of the main reasons I chose this over the M&P Sport was it comes with a 1-in-8 twist barrel rather than the M&P's 1-in-9, which will actually stabilize the bullet further than the Smith & Wesson version. These are actually a really clean rifle. I wasn't sure about it at first just based on the cost. There are some guys that are reviewing them on YouTube and stuff that, say they're not very good or, whatever the case may be. And, it's just like a car. I think if you're a good driver, you could drive a Ford Focus really well, and you can drive a Ferrari really well. If you're a good shooter, you can shoot a Ruger really well. You can shoot a Troy rifle really well. You can shoot a Wilson combat rifle really well. So if you're having issues with this rifle, honestly, I've only got maybe like 500 rounds through it. But if you're having issues with this rifle, it may be due to your ability, not the quality of the rifle. I mean, if I give it a twist here, there's very little room or play in between the upper and the lower. It's very tight, and it comes with some great features. So real quick, it doesn't come with any of these Magpul accessories. The only thing it does come with is the Magpul 30-round magazine. So I upgraded with the Magpul foregrip, pistol grip, adjustable buttstock, and also a single point rifle sling here. So the rifle with the accessories still only came to $700. So it's an incredibly affordable rifle for whatever you want to do with it. Some of the features it does come with is this polymer backup iron sight. One of the things to note about this polymer iron sight though is it only comes with one sight aperture. If you're in the military or you have a Magpul backup sight, you might be used to having an adjustable where it's both the large and the small sight aperture. This only has the small. It's a standard GI style charging handle. It does have a rail section here. I don't have the optic on it right now for the purpose of this video. And then it comes with your standard A2 front sight post. It does have a checker pattern on the front of it to reduce glare. And also underneath, there is a quick release mount under here. However, if you get this Magpul handrail, it will cover that. So it's unusable. I use a single point sling anyway, so that doesn't bother me. A couple of the other features are it does have your standard AR-15 controls, your bolt release, safety selector switch. On the other side, it does come with a brass deflector, a dust cover, a forward assist, and obviously your magazine released. These are actually built in the same factory, I believe, I was told, as the Daniel Defense rifles. That doesn't mean that they're Daniel Defense quality, but this key mark right here and this key mark right here do confirm that this was in fact, at least it may not have come, the upper and lower may not have come from the same piece of steel. However, it did at least come from the same factory because these upper and lower were intended to be used together. So the reason I bought this rifle, I'll go over real quick just to cut this kind of short, is I'm going to use this as a patrol / work environment rifle. If you've seen my other duty belt videos, that'll give you kind of a good predecessor to where I'm at and why you would use this rifle, etc. Here's the thing, guys. You don't need a $2,000 rifle to go out and shoot in the desert. You don't need a $2,000 rifle to go and take on patrol. Those are the type of rifles that you collect, put in your safe, shoot if you want, but there's nothing about this rifle. I've shot it, like I said, a handful of times, got about 500 rounds through it, and there's nothing about this rifle that I wouldn't take to a class, I wouldn't take on patrol, I would take it overseas. They're a simple functioning AR. The bolt carrier group is chrome lined. It's it's a very standard rifle. I mean, it might not have all the advanced bells and whistles that some of the other rifles have, the higher cost rifles, but for $599 for the base model I paid, It was about $100 for all the Magpul upgrades. With tax, it was $750 out the door. And I can't think of any other more reliable rifle than this Ruger 556 that you could buy for $750 out the door, immediately take out and start shooting. Last thing I want to touch on real quick before I end is one of the features I forgot. Is actually the D-ring. This D-ring is not a standard one where you pull it back. You have to use two hands. This actually unscrews. I'm not going to unscrew it, but this actually just simply unscrews. It's a patent pending design from Ruger. So you can just unscrew it, take off your handguard, replace it with a better one, and screw it back on. It's a real simple, really great rifle. Like I said, I've taken this out on patrol. Never used it in a patrol environment in terms of actually having to fire it, but you know, it's super easy to zero. Really good response. If I was to change anything, because I can't rate everything 100%, but if I was to change anything about this rifle, or if I was to do upgrades in the future, about the only thing is the buffer spring is probably not the highest quality buffer spring in the world. That's a relatively cheap fix though. It's a relatively cheap thing to do, is just change out and put a better buffer spring in there. If you don't feel comfortable shooting with this, like I said, you have the option to put an optic here. You have the option to change out the sights. If you can't shoot with this size aperture though, you probably shouldn't be shooting this rifle in the first place. So that's all I'm going to go into. I will do a separate review with the optic on, but again, the purpose of this review is to simply kind of give you an introduction. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask below. Thank you.